तो 2-4 मिनट के बाद
Okay,
that's not a problem. Okay. Hello, this is Poonam Tandon, President, founder myEssayReview. Thank you for showing up. Today we'll be discussing various strategies to meet stringent word limits of MBA essays. Before that, let's talk about our company. About MER. Founded in 2011, myEssayReview is a dedicated, personalized, and affordable BSchool consulting service that believes in the principle that all applicants possess unique perspectives and life experiences that set them apart. Following this principle, we have supported hundreds of students in getting accepted into the top 20 MBA programs in the US, Europe, Canada, and Asia. High success rate with scholarships. In the past 10 years, we have achieved excellent success with our students, and 90% of them have been accepted into majority of their target schools. MER students have received admissions with scholarships 30 to 100% from prestigious schools from all over the world, such as Harvard, Stanford, Wharton, Kellogg, Booth, Darden, Kelly, Ross, Kellogg, Yale, Haas, and to name a few. You can see the complete listing here. Admits with low GMAT score. We have assisted many applicants having low GMAT scores. Our clients have been accepted into the top 20 MBA programs with GMAT scores between 600 to 680. You can click here for testimonials. Also, we have successfully worked with re-applicants to top schools, including Kellogg, Booth, Columbia, Rice, Maryland, and ISB. High value. At $14.99 for one school and $27.99 for 3 schools, MER offers unbeatable value any way you look at it. Our prices are nearly 50% lower than its direct competitors. Moreover, unlike other companies, we don't charge extra for rush service. More personal. We strive to know you completely to ensure that your best stories are selected for your essays. Every student works directly on one-on-one basis with Poonam, the founder and CEO of myEssayReview, and not with any part-time or junior consultant. Simple. We believe that every student deserves the best. Hence, we don't follow a cookie-cutter approach and will not slot you in any template or a particular profile, but provide in-depth and highly personalized support that is unique to your needs. We offer 2 primary packages, essay packages and school packages. School packages fall into 2 categories, basic and comprehensive. We do not segment our services into silver, gold, and platinum. You will get the same service level regardless of whether you purchase a single essay or a 3-school package. Now, something about me. I have taught English in India and the US for 30 years. With 3 decades of experience teaching essay writing to my students in these 2 countries, I founded my venture, myEssayReview, to provide personalized and dedicated consulting services to BSchool applicants. Since then, I have been a full-time consultant and have helped applicants get accepted into all the 20 MBA programs in the US, Canada, Europe, and Asia. Apart from business school applicants for the top 20 programs worldwide, I have also assisted applicants for other programs, EMBA, master's, and PhD programs. A big part of my consulting is storytelling. I'm passionate about my work and I'm highly committed to all of my students. My job is to assist them on the path to self-discovery and reflection, pull the right stories out of them, and help them showcase them to bring out their best personal and professional self. I am one of the top 5 most reviewed consultants on the GMAT Club. To ensure the quality of my services, I don't work with more than 6 applicants at a time. I have been a member of AGAC, Association of International Graduate Admission Consultants, since 2012, and I have attended AGAC conferences at LBS, Cambridge, INSEAD, Booth, Kellogg, Ross, MIT, HBS, and Babson. Now, session agenda. Let's talk about the agenda of this session. We will first look at some essay prompts of this application cycle, then talk about the reasons for this trend for fewer and shorter essays. Then, following the tight word limits is one of the challenges that business school applicants face. After having detailed out their experiences in their essays, they worry how to stay within the strict word limits that B schools have set for them and still tell their story convincingly. Well, the good news is it is achievable. And we will discuss today 11 helpful strategy tips that we can use to meet those seemingly impossible word limits of 200, 250, or 300 words. We will illustrate all these strategies by showing examples from our students' essays. Some examples from 2020-21 application essays, that is this application cycle. As mentioned earlier, shorter and fewer essays have been an ongoing trend of business school application essays for the past few years. Every year, B schools have been cutting down on the number of application essays and their word limits. Continuing with this trend, Stanford has reduced the word limit of 2 required essays from 1150 to 1050. Duke Fuqua has cut down its second essay from 2 pages to only 300 words. Ross has further reduced the length of its 2 required essays from 600 to 400 words. UCLA Anderson now requires a single essay of 250 words instead of 2 required questions of 300 words and 200 words each from last year. Schools even have character limits. For example, CBS asks, what is your immediate post-MBA goal in 50 characters maximum? In mere 50 characters, including space, which is approximately 8 words, candidates have to mention the job they wish to have after completing MBA. Let me cite one specific example of this ongoing trend over the past few years. In 2012, Ross required 5 essays totaling 1,700 words. And now, for the 2021 application season, Ross requires 2 essays of only 400 words. The requirement for fewer essays with fewer words emphasizes the urgent need to say more in less. To meet these difficult word limits, you need to keep your writing concise and succinct. Now let's look at the reasons why B schools prefer fewer essays and fewer words. Reason 1, high volume of applications. There are multiple reasons for B schools' ongoing preference for fewer essays and fewer words. First, admission officers have thousands of applications to review, so they don't have the bandwidth to deal with heaps of overly lengthy essays. Reducing the number of essays and their word limits eases the burden of the admission committee. Reason 2, ability to make your point concisely. B schools expect their prospective applicants and future business leaders to be original and innovative. They aim to evaluate them for their ability to make their point concisely and succinctly without beating around the bush. Remember, it's easy to write a lengthy piece than a short one. All admission officers emphasize the need for clear and concise writing. Finally, Exceeding the word limits reflects your unwillingness to follow the guidelines. So by following the strict word limits, you tell the admission committee that you have the will, you have the ability to follow the guidelines. Although some experts may say that it's okay to exceed by 5%, I'm a stickler of guidelines and I do not finalize any essay with even one extra word. So brevity is a skill that we can all master by using these 11 strategy tips, and we'll discuss them one by one. Strategy 1. Do not worry about word limits when writing your first draft. First and foremost, do not bother about word limits when writing your first draft. You first need to comprehend the essay prompt, reflect on it, and then begin brainstorming ideas. To generate ideas, you may use any pre-writing technique that works for you: free writing, listing, questioning, mapping, or outlining. Then begin writing without fretting about the word restrictions. I always advise my students not to be daunted by word restrictions when creating their first drafts. At this initial stage, you don't want to restrict your thought process and hold on to details that are crucial to your story. Your goal at this stage is to put down on paper all your ideas. Dig deeper to reflect on your experiences and choose the examples that touch upon various key themes. Once you have made sure that you have penned down all relevant details of your best story that directly addresses the essay prompt, then organize your narrative in an engaging manner. Next, then identify areas that you think are not directly related to the essay prompt and begin eliminating them. Let's see how. There's some problem. Some problem with the PowerPoint. Some problem with the PowerPoint. See. Yeah. Which one? Yeah, it was not working. Yeah, now. Sorry about that. Now, strategy 2. Precision and specificity are the key requirements of MBA essays. Read the prompt carefully, understand what the school wants to know through this question, and provide those specific details. Avoid generic details that are unrelated to the prompt. For example, if the essay prompt is, "What are you most proud of and why?" you don't need to narrate your career history and all of your accomplishments throughout your career. You just need to share a single accomplishment that makes you feel proud of yourself. Let's look at the example. Life lesson has taught me a goal without a plan is just a wish. And the plan is first to pursue EMBA to get a solid footing. I know the journey will be tough, but I have already gone through some of the changes and survived. I'm confident that I can do it again. In this version, the writer only provides generic details about what life experiences have taught him. He doesn't give any specific information about himself. Now let's look at the revised version with specific information. To create a platform where teams could collaborate, I used some presentations from my MS classes to foster team learning. I started doing these presentations in front of the team during lunch hour. Gradually, These presentation sessions turned into a formal 1 hour lunch and learn program, attracting more people to bring current issues for discussion. Now, in this revised version, as you can see, using the same number of words, the writer shares specific details about one of the initiatives he took at work and its outcome. This is far more impactful than the previous version that is filled with generic statements. Strategy 3. Do not use jargon. In their enthusiasm to show their technical expertise, applicants often detail out the technicalities of their job and omit relevant information such as what are the main challenges, how did you deal with the situation, or how was the experience meaningful. Please note that these technical terms are comprehensive only to the people of the same industry, so we should keep the essay free of technical information. Also, the use of excessive jargon not only makes it challenging for the reader to comprehend your story, but also makes the essay bulky. Let's look at the example. Before example, I am currently working on a project to leverage historical buying data of the 4 largest advertising holding companies in the world to forecast the pricing of online media inventory and provide valuable insights to the media buyer during negotiation with publishers. The results of this project could have huge implications on how the inventory is priced in the digital marketplace, providing the holding companies with a tool to truly unlock the value of their data. Right now, different operational workflows, absence of standards, and fragmentation of data prevent most of the holding companies in the advertising industry to get the true value of scale. My experience of providing solutions to such industry issues will complement the academic knowledge that I will gain through the part-time MBA program at the school and will accelerate my career growth. Now here, the writer has described his recent project in 105 words to explain how he will complement his skills with the knowledge he would gain from his target MBA program. Now let's look at the revised version. I am currently working on a project to leverage historical buying data of the 4 largest advertising holding companies in the world to forecast the pricing of online media inventory and provide valuable insights to the media buyer during negotiation with publishers. I believe my experience of providing solutions to such industry issues will complement the academic knowledge I will gain through the part-time MBA program at so-and-so and will accelerate my career growth. See, in this final version, after editing, we have trimmed 105 words version to only 42 words. So a 136 words version has been trimmed to 74 words, and it still communicates the intended message concisely. Strategy 4. Do not use quotations. We have often seen essays where the applicants use quotes of famous and distinguished people, leaders, philosophers, and scientists, because it is a general perception that using quotations of eminent personalities is a powerful way to impress the readers. But we don't recommend using precious words to quote someone else. These essay questions about your goals, accomplishments, leadership experiences, background, setback, and life experiences are designed to know who you are and evaluate you to determine your fit with the school. So using someone else's words, no matter how eminent that person is or was, is often a waste of valuable words, not a value addition. Filling precious space by quoting some famous people will not get you in. Here is an example from a goals essay where a student starts his essay with a quote. We must believe that we are gifted for something, and this thing, at whatever cost, must be attained, by Marie Curie. Here is how he started the essay. Post MBA, I will assume a CTO role with the company and contribute to the business strategy and development. Today, there are countless research achievements in the medical research community sitting on the shelf waiting to be realized for commercialization. 61 words. Now, let's look at the revised version. My post MBA goal is to take up the CTO role with the company and contribute to the strategy of business development and operations. I intend to lead our startup into different industry verticals beyond entertainment by defining a varied product portfolio and expanding the customer base and geographical presence. See, the 61 words version has been trimmed to 49 words. We removed the quotation, and in this revised version, the writer begins his goals essay with a direct statement about his post MBA goals and then expands on it. This version is way more effective without a quotation. Thus, quoting someone else does not necessarily enhance the quality of the essay. However, if you feel that an eminent leader, philosopher, or writer, or any other illustrious personality's words or wisdom have played a significant role in shaping or influencing your personality, you may use it. But make sure it is directly aligned to your story and supports it effectively. However, the word count constraints hardly leave you an option to use up precious space by quoting someone else. Quote only if you must. Strategy 5. Avoid empty adverbs. Some words that are often a part of our conversation do not add any value to our writing. We can safely omit these empty words such as actually, very, quiet, quite, totally, without impacting the meaning of the story. Though it saves just one word, it means a lot when we are struggling to adhere to a limited space. Strategy 6. Avoid repeating information. Strategize how you plan to use different parts of your application. Short essay questions, optional essay, other essays, to present different aspects of your life, of your profile. Let's look at an example. Before, I will add significant value to the program. Apart from sharing my learnings from my professional experience, I'm looking forward to get engaged and contribute to community causes at the school. In my past, I have volunteered to door-to-door visits for disease awareness campaigns in rural India. I have also been part of pet adoption, rescue, and sterilization drives. 59 words. Let's look at the revised version. I will add significant value to the program by sharing my learnings from my professional experience and contributing to community causes. So in this version, we did two things. First, we removed the last two sentences about extracurricular activities because the writer has already detailed out his ECs in one of the short answer questions in the application form. Second, we pruned the first two sentences from 31 to 21 words. Strategy 7. Minimize descriptive details. Let's look at some essay prompts that require you to cover a lot of ground in 200 to 250 words. Cambridge Judge's essay question. Describe a difficult situation that you had to make. What did you learn from this and how have you changed as a result? Up to 200 words. Second, Darden strives to identify and cultivate responsible leaders who follow their purpose. Please provide an example of a situation in which you have made a meaningful impact. 200 words. See, both these questions require the applicants to share a single story, and that too in 200 words only. The third one of UT Austin McComb's introduction essay is also 250 words. So where is the scope to show any, to share any descriptive details in these essays? It's true that descriptions paint a picture of the situation in the minds of the reader, but in these short essays of 200 to 250 words, such descriptions will take away a big chunk of the allowed space. So we should omit them or keep them to the minimum depending on the allowed words and focus only on the essential components to address the essay prompt. So as you can see, these two questions, the first two questions of Cambridge and Darden, are tall orders for mere 200 words, and there is no room for vivid descriptions. In each of these essays, the writer should follow the STAR method. That is, describe each part of your story, situation, task, action, result in just 30 to 40 words that allow you to cover all aspects of your experience within 200 words. Also, it's pretty challenging to introduce yourself in just 250 words. Let's look at an example of an introduction essay. Before, you are at a social gathering with a lot of unfamiliar faces. Suddenly, you hear laughter across the room. It's a kind of joyous, infectious laughter that catches on and spreads throughout the room. Unsure of who made the joke or what the joke was, you begin laughing as well. But who is it? Who is the icebreaker who lightened up the atmosphere and brought a smile to your faces? Now, as much as I loved reading the writer's storytelling, I advised her to delete this description as it consumed 72 words of a 250 words introduction essay. Let's look at the final version. My name is Priya, and one of the qualities I treasure the most is my great sense of humor. My humor and high energy stem from my positive attitude that allow me to face challenges head on. Here is the final version, wherein the writer talks about her funny and cheerful demeanor in 36 words only. By saving words, she was able to throw a spotlight on two other personal attributes that defined her personality. So the key is make every word count. Strategy 8. Minimize the use of passive voice. We always recommend using active voice for admission essays. Your experiences and accomplishments, irrespective of how impressive they are, will fail to make an impression on the reader if they are written in passive voice. A story narrated in passive voice will weaken your message and may turn your heroic accomplishments into lackluster ones. Let's look at an example. In January 2018 at TCS, when one of my colleagues was hospitalized, I had to leave in the middle of a project. Thereon, after intense discussions, it was decided that I would lead the team for the live upgrade of the biggest oil refinery in the East Coast. 50 words. The use of passive voice in this example makes it difficult for the reader to understand who decided to lead the project. Let's look at the revised version. In January 2018 at TCS, one of my colleagues left in the middle of a project due to a medical emergency. After intense discussions, I volunteered to lead the team for the live upgrade of the biggest oil refinery on the East Coast. So we saved 6 words. We not only saved 6 words, but also articulated that the writer volunteered to lead the team. It was the writer who volunteered to lead the team when his colleague had to quit the project. So you can see how impactful it is to use active voice. Strategy 9. Avoid verbosity. To be concise and succinct, we should retain only the essential elements and remove the fluff. We should avoid using fancy words. Let's look at the example. Transcending from a descendant of a rural agricultural family to an emergency caregiver as a cardio and neurophysician, and further to a President of India appointed officer in civil services, I for sure have come a long way. My typical day comprises of implementing laws by Parliament and executing policies formulated by Cabinet. 53 words. Without doubt, this version is very wordy. Let's look at the revised version. Transcending from a rural agricultural family to an emergency caregiver as a cardio and neurophysician, and further to a President of India appointed civil servant executing parliamentary laws and cabinet policies, I have come a long way. So a 53 words version has been brought down to 34 words, making it simple and concise. Let's look at some other examples in the next 2 slides. I was eager to continue my education, so I reached out to one of my college professors for advice, and he introduced me to an online college degree that I could afford. Now the edited version. Eager to continue my college education, I contacted one of my college professors for advice. He introduced me to an affordable online college degree. 24 words. From 32 words, we have come down to 24 words. In the revised version, we replaced an online college degree that I could afford, 8 words, by affordable online college degree, only 4 words. Also, we combined 2 sentences into one. We'll talk about it next. Another example. It is evident from this example as to how my prior experiences as a technologist has helped me in providing solutions. 20 words. Without doubt, this is also very wordy. After example. Thus, my experience as a technologist has helped me in providing solutions. So we replace 6 words by just 1 word, does, conveying the same message. And 20 words version has been trimmed to 13 words. Some more examples. The reason I am proud of this accomplishment is that. After version, I am proud of this accomplishment because. See, it is so verbose. The reason I am proud of this accomplishment is that. A simple way of saying this is, I am proud of this accomplishment because. Similarly, I often see applicants filling precious space by using expressions such as, it goes without saying, needless to say. When there is no need to say anything, why say it? So this is fluff that you can very well remove. Starting the sentence with, I would say that, also adds no value to the essay. You are the writer of this essay, so the reader knows that you are voicing your opinion. So why waste 4 precious words in saying, I would say that? Strategy 10. Combine 2 sentences into one. We as writers sometimes don't realize that many a time we can easily combine two sentences into one without altering the message. Sometimes we can combine even three sentences into one. Let's look at an example. Talking to Ajay Singh, GSB class of 2019, I came to know about the various platforms available at GCB to develop my leadership skills. I also learned about GSB's various available platforms to hone leadership skills and its philosophy of leadership through developing others. Now let's look at the edited version. Talking to Ajay Singh, GSB class of 2021, I learned about the GSB's philosophy of leadership through developing others and various platforms to hone my leadership skills. So a 45 words version has been pruned to 27 words. How? By combining two sentences, we saved 18 words. Let's look at another example. When one of my best friends was placed on an academic probation, I made it my personal mission to help her regain good academic standing. I spent many hours tutoring her in chemistry and calculus, and with my support, she regained good academic status. 43 words. Now the edited version. When one of my best friends was placed on academic probation, I spent hours tutoring her in chemistry and calculus and helped her regain good academic standing. Only 27 words. So we saved 16 words by combining two sentences and removing unnecessary words. Strategy 11. As we have seen in the examples above, we must choose our words wisely to achieve brevity. We can replace longer phrases by shorter ones. We may need to edit our essay multiple times to present all aspects of story within the allowed word limit. The truth is that there are more ways to express our thoughts succinctly and concisely than we can anticipate. We have compiled a list of some phrases that you can replace by their shorter equivalents. A number of can be replaced by several. An example of that is by, for example, apart from, by besides, at this point in time, now. Come to the conclusion, conclude. Instead of 4 words, just 1 word. Despite the fact that, replaced by although. I am of the opinion, I think. In addition to, besides. In summary, by thus. In the years to come, in future. In view of, given. Is indicative of, indicates. It is incumbent on me, I must. 5 words. Change into 2 words. Make a decision to, decide. Not only but also can easily be replaced by and. 1 word instead of 4 words. On the grounds that, since, over a span of, over. Perform an analysis of. These 4 words can also be replaced by just 1 word, analyze. Prior to that time, it is a very common usage. You can just say before. Provide information about, inform. Reached an agreement. This is also a very common usage, while we can easily say agreed. Subsequent to, after. Under no circumstances, never. With a view to. With regard to, about. With this in mind, therefore. Within a couple of days, soon. And another very common usage is in order to. It can be easily replaced by to. Thus, you can see that These above examples and tips illustrate that meeting rigid word limits is achievable if we choose our words wisely. Brevity is a skill that you can master by prioritizing the most essential details and by editing, re editing, and still re editing. Remember, the essence of writing is rewriting. So, revising and editing your essays multiple times using these strategies will help you tell your stories in a convincing and compelling manner within the allowed space. Follow the principle of less is more, and you'll be fine. At MER, we have pruned essays from 500 or 600 words to only 250 words without sacrificing any essential elements of the story. Now, other resources, you may also visit our webpage and sign up for ebook of 30 essays that work. These are essays of successful MER students. We posted them by removing their personal details. You may also visit MER blog for MBA related articles. And sometimes prospective students are curious to know what it takes for people to receive admission officers from their admission offers, from their dream programs. Some of our students have shared their application experience in video conversations with us. You may check out our YouTube channel or our blog for these success stories, wherein they have shared their backgrounds, their goals, challenges they faced during the process, their advice on meeting those challenges, and much more. Some students have also shared their first year and second year business school experience. Like Pablo shared his experiences at Ross, Eduardo shared his Kellogg experiences, Mansi talked about her first year experiences at Harvard, while Arjun discussed his time at Oxford. So you may check out the videos that interest you the most. For questions, email us at poonam@myEssayReview.com or fill out the free consultation form at our website. Follow us on Facebook. And thank you for attending the session. I hope the session was helpful. Whether you are targeting round 3 or round 4 this application season or round 1 in fall, I wish you good luck with your application. And now, QA session, in case you have any questions. Okay. Is it fine to go slightly over the specified word limit? For example, if the word limit is 500 and I am at 510, is that fine to submit the essay with 510 words? You know, here different consultants have different views. Most consultants would say that exceeding by 5% should be fine. But as I said, I am a stickler of guidelines. I am a stickler of rules. So I have never finalized an essay beyond 500 words, not even 501, but it is up to you. Also, sometimes the word limit specified is 500 words. And sometimes they say maximum 500 words. When they say maximum 500 words, then you would not use even one extra word. Can I repeat? Which question? Font size. Which font is generally preferred by the school? Time Roman also is the font size of. Question on font and font size. Which font is generally preferred by the schools? Time Roman also is the font size of 11 fine or too small? Yes, Time Roman is the standard font. And font size of 11 may be a little small. So I would say go for 12 font, which is perfectly readable. Okay. What is the ideal word count? What is the ideal word count for the essays for which the word limit is not categorically mentioned by the schools? In such cases, you should use your best judgment. Like if there is a goals essay or a personal statement where the word count is not specified, then you should go by the standard 500 words limit. That's what I suggest my students. Do not go beyond 500 words. That is the standard word limit. Booth this year and last year also specified minimum word limit. So in that case also, you should use your best judgment because maximum word limit is not prescribed by Booth. So in that case also, I would advise my students not to go beyond 500 words. Field. Any other question? Let me see above if there is any other question. Any R3? No. No question. Any other questions? Do you have any other questions? All right then. No other questions. Thank you so much for attending. Good luck with your application. Good night or good day, whichever time zone you are in. Thanks and bye.